Welcome once again to some Wargame Red Dragon action. It's going to be 1 versus 1 on the map Into the Blue or something like that. I can't remember. I mean, it'll display it at the end anyway, so there you have it. Yeah, 1 versus 1. Myself, Lightman, right here, playing as Blue 4 with the Type 21s there. Yep, and my opponent is going to be Panzer Gambit, playing as Red 4. So you saw how that worked out in the previous game. Hopefully this time I'll do a slightly better job in keeping my stuff alive. But we'll see what happens though. I just fast forward. It's too bad there's no skip deployment phase button. Oh well. Still though, overall very nice, very fancy graphics and all that. Just zoom in, nice little shadows, palm trees and all that. Nice bit of island. There you go. And the game is afoot. So we got, let's see, what do we actually have? Okay, so this time rather than just spreading out like before with command ships, yeah, I'm just going with 1 command ship for Echo, 1 for Delta, and apart from that also getting Lafayette, 2 Lafayettes with a Kongo Lafayettes, and also such a shabby little frigate. Let's just have a look actually. So 200 points, strength could be a bit better, but what the hell, pretty decent anti-ship missiles, and yeah, pretty decent long-range guns as well actually. Not that much shorter range than the Kongo. Well, yeah. My opponent on the other hand has got a whole bunch of stuff which we'll have a look at in just a second. And yeah, of course the Lafayette has got some pretty long-range anti-air missiles as well as a decent kills system as well. And as for my opponent, Panzer Gambit, has got a bunch of torrential frees, so they're long-range missile frigates, or corvettes should I say, Hujans, which I can't remember if we saw them in the last game. Basically, well, they're that. So the strength is not too shabby, optics at the sea is apparently exceptional, their kills is great, and they've got also an extra kills system there for longer range defense, so to be able to defend other ships. Its ASMs are actually pretty nicely long ranged and all that, decent accuracy and all that. Its guns are kind of short ranged, but yeah, as you can see, it is meant to be a bit more of a a bit more of a missile ship. Luda, on the other hand, is in some ways kind of similar actually to the Lafayette. Actually no, it's not that similar because it doesn't actually have the anti-air missiles. Instead it's got an anti-air autocannon there, the dual type 76Fs, which has got decent seals as well, kills, whatever, seals, kills. It's also got decently ranged ASMs, and yeah, pretty good range on its main cannons as well. So yeah, it's a bit of an all-rounder, basically, although it's not that great versus planes, so I suppose that's to take into consideration. Muskets and Komas we've already looked at into before, and we've got a couple of Hujans towards the west as well, so we'll see what happens though. So now that I've deployed all my units around, my opponent's deployed around, we're starting to see the initial maneuvers, and now that the Lafayette has come in, the second one has been reinforced for the little fleet that I've got here. Gaggle of ships really, rather than anything resembling a legitimate fleet. I'm actually going to be moving towards the east actually, so probably notice that Charlie was captured, and Fort and I will just go after that rather than Alpha. Yeah, it's Alpha. Yeah, it's Alpha. Bloody ships are obscuring the name there, but yeah, I'm pretty sure it says Alpha. So there you have it. Also getting a supply ship and Chamsuris, which I don't think I've mentioned before. Basically they're pretty cheap corvettes. Oh, interesting. I thought, well, almost like as small as gunships, but apparently not. Gunboats, whatever. But yeah, they basically are just defense. Mostly just close-in defense against ASMs, although, well, their main cannon is not that bad, and they do have a machine gun for some reason, but yeah, mostly they're just used to defend against enemy ship missiles, anti-ship missiles, Jesus. Great, or other good kills. Strength is not that great, speed is still decent, so what the hell, it's got the Vulcan as well. And assaulting my fleet, we're going to have a gaggle of muskets and Komars, which should be interesting to see how this will work out. They're basically, the main armaments they have is going to be the ASMs, and wow, I actually managed to intercept every single one of them. Wow, okay, I wasn't expecting that. I think there's like 6 of them being fired off, but okay then, wow. I think, oh okay, I think it was because of the fact that the Lafayettes were there to intercept as well, and the Chamsuris themselves are pretty good at intercepting ASMs, so yeah, it sucks to be these guys. All they've got is the really short-ranged anti-air autocannons. That's probably not going to work out too well for them. So there you have it, managing to fend off the first attack there, a pure ASM attack, although the Lafayettes do suffer a bit of damage, although that might have been from the tarantulas. Or was it? I'm not really sure actually how this one suffered a bit of damage, to be honest. But what the hell, it's going to be slowly but surely repaired once I get him into the range of the LCU. And just having a look actually, surprisingly enough, Panzer Gambit does not have any of the Red 4 flagships for some reason, not really sure why. But yeah, he's definitely spreading his forces a bit too much, which might be able to work if he knew exactly where everything was, and you know, he could just send in various things to pick apart, various elements to pick apart these singular command ships, while at the same time avoiding my main fleet. But he's not actually doing that. In fact, he's being a little bit cautious, probably because he's actually getting score points coming in. Kind of need to capture this point as quickly as possible, but unfortunately all my command ships are moving, so of course I don't capture the point while that's happening. What is my opponent doing? Not too much. It's just basically going to be sitting back and licking his wounds after getting the Komars and the Mosquets destroyed. So while that happens, just admire the scenery a bit there, so very nice indeed. Look at that. Fancy graphics, that's what it's all about. Indeed, so just have a look at these Hujuns again. Oh, that's right, so they're mostly missile ships with pretty good ASM defense. Ludas are a bit of an all-rounder, you could say. Yeah, a bit of an all-rounder. MiG-29Ks, I don't think I've really mentioned them too much. We saw them used before, but as you can see, they've got 4 ASMs each. They're a bit of a multi-role fighter because they cost a lot, but well, the ECM's pretty good, and they get some Vimpels as well for anti-air work, so a little bit overpriced in my opinion. Ouch. Compared to the dedicated... Okay, one of them went down, but anyway, yeah, dedicated ASM planes, but what the hell, they can do a couple of different roles at once, I suppose, and 4 ASMs is nothing to sneeze at. Destroying 2 of my Keel's equipped ships, whatever the hell they were called again, and actually do have a couple of planes of mine coming in. Super Hornet maybe to intercept. It's a bit late now though, to say the least, but thankfully the important ships have managed to make it through just fine and dandy, and did manage to shoot down one of his planes as well. So I'm pretty sure, because it was 190 and I think I had a 275 point Corvette, so 150, yeah, so yeah, he actually lost overall from that, although at the same time I did lose my my little screen, my ASM screen as well. The Chamsuri, that was it. Yeah, I lost the ASM screen, so I'm going to have to definitely going to have to get that back as quickly as possible. And here we go, finally got my own planes coming in for a bit of a run versus the Tarantula maybe? Huijin? I think it was versus the Huijin actually. Unfortunately none of the missiles hit, but I think... well, one of them made it out. I don't know what happened to the other one though. Kind of hard to see what's happening. Well, I'm trying to zoom in at the same time as well so we can admire... yeah, so we can admire the detail, but then you kind of lose sight of other things. So there you go. Yeah, thankfully my opponent is not actually going to be attacking any of these points here, and well, what the hell, I mean, this little spread out defense might just end up working out for him. We'll see what happens though. We do have a bunch of Komars coming in with ASMs, they all seem to be enabled. I'm pretty sure it does show in the replay if the weapons are enabled or not. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it does show if they're enabled or not. Or does it actually? Interesting, because these guys are not firing off their missiles at all, but it doesn't show that they're disabled. Okay. Well, in either case, one of these Lafayettes is probably going to get destroyed. Yeah, they seem to be holding off on the ASMs. I probably should just be firing them off as quickly as possible, actually, to be honest. And not really sure why he's rushing in his Komars, maybe just to draw some fire, and he's actually doing that, although he's just drawing from fire mostly from the Chamsuri. MiG-21K is a bit of a pain in the ass. I don't think it did much damage, although actually no, mine did manage to destroy one of the Lafayettes, by the looks of it. The other one taking a bit of damage as well. Kongo panicked. Everyone is fucking panicked. My opponent's units are mostly going to be fine, or at least the ones I count anyway are mostly going to be fine. Tranchil's panicked, but yeah, the other Tranchil and the Huijan are not though, so yeah, definitely putting me in a bit of a sticky spot to say the least. Kongo taking quite a bit of damage, and yeah, even though it's got the same amount of armor on the rear as it does on the front, I'm pretty sure that, yeah, you can get extra critical conditions like the propeller getting hit, which is presumably located in the rear, and we also got radar operator killed as well as water ingress, so he needs to get the hell out of there. I think I'm basically just using him to cover the retreat, and this Champ is actually doing a pretty good job versus the Komars. So 40 points, 75 points, so they definitely do cost almost double, but they got pretty good cannons on them, well, for the cost anyway, and yeah, there we go, they've got the machine guns as well, which they're not actually firing, surprisingly enough. Kongo is basically just tanking all the damage at the moment while the Lafayette gets resupplied, presumably by the LCU, and he's back to calm status as well. The Kongo, on the other hand, is definitely panicked, he's going to need to get the hell out of there. Champ is doing everything they can, and still haven't used... actually, there we go, 4 out of 8. I have used some ASMs, not too many though. And another Champ City coming in, why not say? These Komars, they're not actually doing any damage. In fact, Panzergamit... oh, never mind, okay, well now they're starting to shoot, but just having a look at the HP power 1 compared to HP power 1, 84. Huh, 400 rounds per minute, interesting. Well, okay, still those Komars, what they were mostly doing was mostly just acting as meat shields, to be honest. But in any case, they've been destroyed. Thankfully, had my own Champ Cities coming in to help to do that. And yeah, now Panzer Gambit should have been retreating is Tranchil free. Thankfully, for me, he's not. This thing's panicked and is not really doing such a good job, to say the least. But yeah, there we go. It certainly shows the power of rotating ships in and out, and yeah, getting certain ships to tank damage while others go back in order to get resupplied, and as well as to get their morale status restored as well, because a panicked ship, panicked unit in general, is not going to be doing much, to say the least. And there we go, finally Tranchil gets picked apart, and yeah, nice little fleet victory for myself there, although it might have been a bit... no splashing noises? Okay. Well, interesting. Huh. Okay. Well, in either case, yeah. So yeah, good job to myself, if I do say so, for yeah, just rotating the ships a bit in and then, or out and then back in again once they got morale restored and all that. But yeah, like I was saying, yeah, stuff with panicked morale is not going to be doing too much at all. Basically means the reload rate and accuracy is going to be pretty freaking horrendous. Another MiG-29K coming in. I don't like his chances. He will try, but at the same time he's basically going to fly over quite a few of my ships. None of his ASMs hit, and he is gonna go down. Sucks to be him. In fact, what the hell, we'll trace his path across the sky as he descends, and still... okay, no splashing. But he actually did sink, but he kind of slid along the water before he did that, which is rather strange. And yeah, this is a rather interesting ship actually, the Schmel that's being used. Only 50 points, and yeah, as you can see, it's basically an MRLS carrier. And yeah, pretty cheap actually. It does consume a valuable naval slot, but at the same time though, have a look at that suppression. 200 suppression per missile. It can only fire 7 rounds per minute though. So in terms of MRLSs, that basically means, or artillery in general, I'm pretty sure, unless they changed that for Wargame Red Dragon, which I probably should have noticed by now. But in any case, it basically means 7 rounds, one after another, and then it reloads before firing another round, rather than, yeah, like that, as you can see. So yeah, they should actually be very good for, providing they can actually hit, they should be pretty good for suppressing ships, but they're not actually good for damaging. HP power of 7 isn't too shabby, but they're going to be horrendously inaccurate, to say the least. We'll see what effects they have though. So everything's calm now. And okay, he is actually managing to get to hit around my ships at the very least. But, oh no, there we go. Panicked, calm, worried. Wow, okay, that was 2 MRLS ships, and they basically didn't really do too much. So, by the looks of things, I think they were using uncorrected shots there. And yeah, because they were using uncorrected shots, they were incredibly inaccurate. So really what he should have done is he should have saved them up for when he actually got sight of my ships, so he could fire them off as accurately as possible, maybe get as close as possible to my ships as well for that matter. And yeah, definitely not timing the ASMs too well there. There we go, these ones show a bit more of a chance. Yep, down they go. Down goes the Tarantula as well. So it sucks to be him. Oh dear me. But yeah, what he should have done is, yeah, he should have got them as close as possible without getting shot at, of course, and yeah, launched the missiles once they got sight of my ships, and was either about to be engaged himself or he was about to engage them using his own ships. That would have been the best timing as well, to make use of my ships being slightly worried or even panicked and stunned. But yeah, well, he's actually going to try it now actually, so see how that works out. He still should have got them much closer in my opinion, just so that they'd get as much accuracy as possible on their long-range missiles. And because, as you can see, my fleet is somewhat bunched up. I mean, they're not quite hugging each other, but they are bunched up a bit. At the same time, though, Panzer Gambit doesn't really have too much to follow up his little MLS barrage, though, which is going to be a bit tricky. And of course, another reason you don't want to clump up ships besides artillery is the fact that if one ship blows up, then it does collateral damage to nearby units, which is pretty bad news. If especially if a big ship blows up, I think it does even more collateral damage to nearby ships. So blow up the Kongo, or the Udaloy, or the Soremye, and whatever it's called, and little ships near it, well, they're not going to have a fun day, to say the least. In any case, Luda is trying everything he can to fire at the Chamsuris, presumably. Wow, some of those shots are really going way off target, though. Unless if he's also aiming at the LCU, I'm not... I've got no idea what the hell he's actually aiming at. I'm presuming it's this Chamsuri here. He seems to be the only one who's taking damage, and he's actually panicked as a result. And yeah, everything else, as you can see, pretty much running out of ASMs. I don't really have too many in the fleet, actually. I'm mostly just relying on planes for ASMs, which seems to be working alright as NATO. When it comes to ASMs, though, it looks like we actually got a whole bunch of muskets and Hujuins coming in from Panzer Gambit to take on my stuff on the left, and well, why not actually? It's basically just going to be going for a bit of a battle of maneuver. I mean, that worked pretty nicely for myself in the last game, and we'll see how it works out this time around. I think I've actually spotted his forces. I mean, I should have spotted them by now anyway. Oh no, actually I haven't. I'll be damned. Well, will my planes be spotting them? Okay, well, spotting the LCU, and here we go, yep, spotting them now actually. Coming in for the Type 21, so, yep, spotting a couple of ships coming in. But nope, they're actually going to go straight for the Luda instead. And wow, I really need to time that a bit better, because those two initial ASMs aimed at it basically did nothing, and if they came in at the same time as the intruders, then probably would have been able to destroy the Luda in one pass. So, yeah, as you can see, ASMs, quite a bit of it does come down to timing. This guy should be evacuating, thankfully. Type 21, I should have got him to retreat much more quickly, and this guy's actually, his ASMs are just enabled by default. These guys actually, they do have some ASM defense, so we'll see how that works out. And they've definitely got crap loads of missiles to launch. Wow, wait a minute, what the hell is their reload time? Okay, reload time is 10 seconds, but I'm pretty sure they launch more than one missile before reloading, though. That's... okay, that's kind of counterintuitive, to say the least. Because, yeah, it says 10 seconds, and that's for the termite missiles. Okay, but they definitely launched more than one missile each before reloading, that's for sure. Huh, okay, well, that's something to keep in mind, actually, because I didn't really notice that behavior from them. I assumed it was just one missile every 10 seconds. Huh. Do these guys? No, actually, no, they launch two missiles at a time. Okay, so these ones definitely launch as indicated, so with 10 seconds reload time. These muskets, they seem to let off all the missiles at the same time, which makes them even more useful than I previously thought, actually. Huh. I'll be damned. Well, in either case, most of my fleet is here, sending in one empty supply ship, probably just to act as a scout. And yeah, Panzer basically has his fleet split up a bit, with empty muskets and Huijans not being able to do too much now. Type 21, He is still out of there though. Real story will probably be what happens at the opponent's own spawn point. Because he actually doesn't have any, no, he doesn't have any command ships here at all actually, so he has one here, he's only got, oh no, it's actually, both of these are reinforcement zones, so even if taking all the command ships and Bravo, he'll still be able to reinforce actually. So my opponent definitely has me on the run. I've got slightly more score points than he does, but really it's coming down to the wire. My command ships are being forced to flee, the Type 21 doing something or rather, don't really know what the hell I'm doing with him. Oh, I think I just repositioned him. Not going to help him out too much to say the least. But yes, the real battle is going to happen here. The Sovereign has finally come in for a Panzer Gambit. Is it going to be enough to turn the tide? I don't have any means of reinforcing these guys except from Foxtrot, and because of how far it is I can't really do any real reinforcement except for the planes. We'll see what that happens though. They're streaming in. What are they going to target? Maybe the Sovereign, maybe something else. He's also got a whole bunch of Comars and Moskits as well. Loda also to help out with the Sovereign. Here come the ASMs, and we'll just get a nice little close and deal with that as well. He does manage to stop some of them, but the Sovereign takes crap loads of damage though. And yeah, he's actually near death, so yeah, good job ASM planes, if I do say so. At the same time though, Foxtrot is in quite a bit of trouble. I mean, I do have another Type 21 here to spare, as well as a couple of other command ships. So destroying that Sovereign, well actually it's not destroyed yet though, it is panicked though. And yeah, one very critical mistake that Panzer Gambit made of it actually was facing its side on to the fleet and to the planes as well actually. As you can see, only 2 side armor, not good at all, to say the least. And Comar is also coming in, launching a couple of missiles, which Champ will be able to destroy pretty easily. And yeah, pretty much getting desperate in this at this point really. I'm basically just sending these guys up to act as a bit of a missile shield, but also to use their main guns against the Sovereign or maybe the Comar. Nope, I'm actually sending them straight towards either the Sovereign or the Loda. Probably the Sovereign actually, just to finish it off. And it should actually make a pretty spectacular explosion, probably be able to do quite a bit of damage to the Loda. We'll see what happens though. It's definitely coming down to the wire. Everything hinges on destroying this Sovereign as quickly as possible, and down it goes. Loda shaken but not stirred, taking a bit of damage, not too much though, definitely in good enough spirits to be able to take out the Champ that's remaining. Unfortunately though, Bravo still belongs to Panzer Gambit. He can continue reinforcing. At the same time though, Type 21's barely managing to stay alive, mostly because these guys are completely out of missiles. These Huygens though, they actually, yeah, they do have cannons on them, better than their Moskit's cannons. There we go, he finally destroys the Type 21 that's there, and wow. What a game indeed. So that's basically going to force me to basically push everything forward, and actually what I should have done looking back on this is I should have pushed forward with the Type 21 so that it could at least use its Vickers gun at pretty decent range, maybe even actually tank a bit of damage as well. 150 compared to 150 as well, but it's cheaper as well, and these guys I'm pretty sure 4725 4550, so they've actually, yeah, these guys got a slightly shorter range, but what can you do? In any case, I'm blowing up everything that's in my opponent's spawn zone here. His Loda's gone down, the Tarantula doesn't stand a chance basically, in fact he's not even trying to push it forward. It blows up, collateral damage destroys the LCU, and well, now it's basically a race between the Loda and my fleet here. It doesn't really matter who reaches the Bravo first because I can just blow them up anyway, and in fact that's exactly what I'm doing. How many ASMs do I have left? Not too many. I've only got 3 left on the Kongo, and apparently the ones on the flagships can apparently they're harder to intercept because they actually move at a faster speed. It's not quite represented in the stats though, which kind of sucks really. Yeah, from what I can tell, it doesn't seem to be represented at all. Oh well, so harder to intercept, what the hell. It's actually, the Kongo is near death as well. If he manages to blow that up, then actually no, nah, this fleet doesn't really have too much of a chance there. And he is down for the count. I think I took out his last command ship, and that's actually what ended the game there. And apparently the name of the map was Out of the Blue. Well, there we go, I was close. Actually no, Into the Blue, that was the name of that Kylie Minogue song. Pretty good song actually, you should definitely give it a listen. Looking at kills and losses, yep, definitely in my favour. Panzer Gambit had an interesting idea there, but well, he should have. He definitely would have had a greater chance if he sent in command ship along with his raiding ships as well. He kind of screwed up a bit there. I mean, I kind of screwed up as well, leaving the ships vulnerable and taking damage and all that. But what the hell, I managed to take out the Sovereign mostly through power of NATO planes, not too shabby indeed. And yeah, managed to secure the final victory there. So yeah, still a bit of damage there. And still no kills or losses being displayed for the replay either, which kind of sucks. And it also kind of sucks that there's no in-game chat being displayed either in the replay, because I'm pretty sure for both games me and my opponent did chat a bit throughout the game. God, why the hell haven't the developers changed that? God damn it. This is the third fucking war game that's had that. Now, well, I'm guessing it's a design choice, but, well, in any case, enough of that, and I shall see you all next time.